going to showcase how to make a simple texture pack mod using GDMod for a GDevelop game. In this game, Desert Chase by Harper Wesley. First of all, what you want to do is open the debugger using Ctrl-Shift-I. Then go in the Network tab and hit Ctrl-R. That way, you will reload the whole page, and once the game is loading, all the images will be loaded as well. It is important because now you can see the image names and the image associated to them, because you will need the image name to be able to replace the image. I want to replace this image because it's the image that is directly shown here in the background. So I'm going to note the name skyline-b.png as the file name that I want to modify. Now you want to download the mod template from the GDMod repository. I'm going to take the resources template because we want to make a resource pack. Then extract the data from your zip to a new folder. We will now edit files in this folder. I recommend to use an IDE like VS Code, but you can just modify the files by hand if you want to. The first thing we're going to modify is the GDMod.json. This describes basic mod metadata that is going to be displayed to the user in the mod loader interface. So you want that to be accurate because else users will be confused. Now we're going to add a resource to inject into the game. This will override the other resource. So I wrote down that the resource I want to modify was skyline-b.png, so I'm going to rename that file into skyline-b. Okay, now I have the resource file, but I need to register it in the resource.json. Why is this necessary, you might ask? Well, it's because in GDevelop, resources don't have to have the same name as the file name. And to allow you to modify that, all resources have to be registered here so that you can change the resource name if the programmer of the game has somehow modified for some reason the resource name and not kept it to the default, which is the file name. So now we're going to run the mod. To do so, it's very easy. First of all, package the mod by zipping the two folders. Now we're going to load the mod into the game. To do so, open the GDMod patcher extension, go in the mod manager, and open the file that we just created. Now enable the mod. Now the images should have been overwritten in memory, so if I click, as you can see, the background has effectively been replaced. Hey, thank you very much for watching this through. I'm very sorry for the low microphone quality and my heavy accents and pronunciation errors. I did the best I could, but I'm not very good at making videos. This is my first time. I hope you still enjoyed it. Anyways, see you hopefully again in another video.